Alright guys, today I'm at the woods and I'm going to be making some hot chocolate for myself. So, I'm going to be doing that, getting a fire going, and I thought I'd just come up for the evening as it's quite a nice day, and I'm going to be answering a few questions, so doing a question and answers while I'm having my drink. So I've put my kettle on. I didn't have time to make a pot hanger or anything, so I just chucked it straight on the flames. So whilst that's on, I'm going to be reading my questions and I'm going to be answering them. So thank you everyone for sending in your questions, and I hope I answer them well enough. I've never done one of these before, so we'll see how it goes. So my water's boiled, so that was a really quick boil from the stove, the kettle even. So that's a great quality kettle. I recommend that. I'm going to do my Q&A now. So I've got my questions here and I'm going to be answering them. It's my first time I've done a Q&A, so I'll have to see how it goes. Alright. So I'll start the questions now. My first question is from Arctic Wolf Outdoor Adventures. One of the great things is we hardly see on your phone. As a person of the multimedia age, what's your feelings on young adults and teenagers who are ditching outdoors in favour for a multimedia lifestyle? I would say I definitely disagree with the multimedia lifestyle. It is an advantage for a lot of things that technology has got better, but I feel that it is destroying a lot of things with tech improving, not just our health and our well-being, but our culture and our communication, and just not people getting out anymore into the outdoors. I'm one of many teenagers or people in my local area that would enjoy this sort of thing. It's not popular anymore, and people would rather choose staying inside, watching TV on their phones, etc., than getting outside and doing activities. So yeah, I disagree with that, and I feel people should get outside more. So thanks for your question. The next person, I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong, Pasajapa. They asked, what countries would you like to go to the most, and what part of that country? If you watch my channel, you know I want to go travelling, so I want to go to a lot of countries. I would say Alaska, northern Alaska, parts of Canada like British Columbia, I think a deer run past then. The Australian outback, that's completely different, but I'd like to go there. Iceland, parts of America, Tibet, parts of Asia, a lot of places I'd like to visit. There's so many different places that I'd like to see and people I'd like to visit. If I see somewhere or a documentary or something, it just inspires me. So I don't know exactly where I want to go, but that's just a rough idea. Okay, next question is from David Cox. What do your friends at school think of your bushcraft? Like I said, not many people enjoy this sort of thing. Obviously multimedia has taken over, and it's just not an interest. So my people at school, I haven't really told a lot of people that I'm into this, and I think when you tell people you're into bushcraft, they're like, what's that? So yeah, it's not a big thing. It's not a big thing at all, so it's not popular. Harriet, one of my friends who's come on my videos, obviously loves the outdoors as well. Next question is from Tom B. If you had $1 million, what would you do with it? I like that question. If I had $1 million, I would give some to charity. So I'd probably like to go visit people in Africa, and the little kids who are struggling, or people who don't have water and sanitation, I'd like to give some of my money to them, but give them directly. I'd like to buy a bit of land when I'm older. I think that would be really nice. I'd buy a plot of land for my parents, like a homestead. I think they'd like that. I put a lot of it towards travelling. That's obviously a big passion of mine. But yeah, I'd like to share it as well as keeping it all to myself, as you can get greedy. Okay. Next question is from Shane Sloan. How old are you and how long have you been interested in the outdoors? That's their first question. And do you have any certain state in America in the lower 48 you want to visit? I am 16 years old now, just turned 16. I've been interested in the outdoors for a lot of my life. My parents have always taken me into the outdoors and got me interested in it from a young age. So I used to do a lot of fishing with my dad and a lot of camping, and we used to do a lot of sports outside. But I've recently, probably last year, got into bushcraft and got into this a lot. So every weekend I'm doing this. So it's really become my passion. So yeah. And do you have any certain state in America in the lower 48 you want to visit? I'm interested in doing the Appalachian Trail. I think that would be amazing. I've seen videos and photos and little blogs about it, and it sounds amazing. So that looks really nice. I'd like to go to California, Nevada, however you say it in America. Yeah, I'd like to visit America for the rural sides of the places, as well as the urban, but more rural. I find that more interesting. Yeah, and I'd like to do big hiking trails out there, as they're really good. Beautiful scenery. So thank you for your question. On to the next one. Teresa Zimmerman. I'm wondering if you have thoughts of college, and if you do, what would be your major? At the moment, my plans are to carry on with my YouTube channel, get a part-time job, and stick to this, as this is what I really enjoy. And in life, you should try and stick with what you enjoy. So if I keep working away at this, hopefully it might pay off. If not, I'd like to do something down a sport coaching sort of line, as a backup second choice. So yeah, thanks for your question. Spirit Forest, when you're done with school, what is your plans? Will you continue to do bushcraft? That's similar to the one I've just read out. Like I said, I'd like to carry on with my YouTube channel, and yeah, definitely I'll continue to do bushcraft. It's what I enjoy, it's what I love, so I'll stick to this. So yeah, thanks for your question, Spirit Forest. Jeff Smith. My daughters are 6, 8 and 13. I want to start taking them out camping more often. What age were you when you started learning bushcraft skills, and what got you interested? Also, what kind of skills did you start learning or practicing first? I'm glad you're taking your daughters in the outdoors and camping. That's great to hear. When I started learning bushcraft skills, it was probably about 2 years ago. So not when I was really young. I learnt like basic camping, but not bushcraft. What got me interested is, I think I've always been into the outdoors, but just when I took a step back and realised what I was missing out, and it was like going back to my roots. I think it's what I grew up when I was a child, so I think it's what you naturally enjoy. So I was just interested in like the freedom, getting away from like the humdrum of things, and just learning a lot of skills about where we come from and the outdoors. And I love seeing new places as well, so I think that's probably what got me interested, and seeing like the scenery, like how gorgeous is this, so nice. What kind of skills did I start learning or practicing first? I think the first real bushcraft skill I learnt was obviously setting up a tent, learning like safety around fire, then learning to light a fire with a cotton wool bud, Vaseline and a lighter or a match, and just like learning how you've got to have small sticks and get larger. So I think fire was a big aspect of that, as well as just like common knowledge things as well. So I enjoyed doing that. That was good for being a starter, being a beginner, I mean. Okay, so thank you for your question. John Kellenafoldy, I'm sorry about the names. Would you want to do bushcraft type work as a living? I can't honestly see you working in an office or Asda. Either can I. Yeah, definitely something along line bushcraft or the outdoors. Just something exciting, something interesting, just different, unique I'd like to do. I'd obviously like to carry on with my YouTube, as I've said, but it would be cool doing like bushcraft lessons, just teaching younger children like bushcraft skills. I think that would be interesting. If this doesn't work out, yeah, there's a lot of ideas, but it wouldn't be working in an office or Asda like he said. Thank you for your message. Chris Powell, is your base camp on public or private land? Does anyone ever bother your base camp? Our base camp is on private land, and no one really no one bothers our camp. It's obviously hard to access, but no, it's all good there, so that's why it's nice, because you don't see anyone when you're camping. So thanks for that. Travix 1975, if you had to bring only one thing on your trips, what would it be? I would say either a knife or a hatchet axe, as they have multiple uses, and that's why I take it. I take a quality hatchet or a knife that's can maintain the duration I'm going for, and it's just reliable to have, and that can do a lot of things. And that's what you want if you're going on a trip. You want something that will cover a lot of aspects and multifunctional. So thank you for your comment, very interesting. Still Huskers 1. Obviously your father is a big influence in your love for bushcraft / camping. Who else has inspired you? And if there was one bushcraft expert you could meet, learn from, who would it be? Yes, my dad is a big influence on my bushcraft. I think someone else who would have inspired me is probably Ray Mears, Dave Canterbury, loads of YouTubers like the Wooded Beardsman, Survival Lily, people like that. Just loads of people I subscribe to. Yeah, and if there would be one bushcraft expert I could meet, it would probably be Ray Mears. I love his videos, and I think he's really like one with nature, and it's great that he's from the UK because he does videos in Britain, so you can learn about the wildlife and the plants and things like that that are in Britain. Okay, Judy Williams. Do you have a boyfriend? And if so, what does he think about your bushcrafting hobby? Are your friends and teachers aware of your channel, and do they watch it? Do you have any favourite classes in school? Do you have a little part job after school that helps pay for your gear? What are your plans after graduation? I don't have a boyfriend. I'd like to find someone who would be interested in this, or that would be willing to do up for camping or whatever. I wouldn't really mind. No, my teachers are not aware of my channel. It's just something I haven't bothered to share with them. They wouldn't be interested anyway. Yeah, my friends do know, and they either they think it's good. They like my channel, and they get a laugh out of some of my videos, which is funny. And Harriet has been in my videos, so that's great. Do you have any favourite classes in school? It would have to be PE. It's interesting, it's fun, it's sporty. Yeah, it would be PE. Do you have a little part-time job after school that helps pay for your gear? No, but as soon as I finish school I'm going to get a part-time job to help support everything. And what are my plans? Hopefully carry on with my bush YouTube channel, or go down the lines. I've already said this, so go down the lines of the bushcraft route, something like that. Thank you for all your lovely questions. But loads, thanks. Riverbend Longbows Outdoors. Would like to see you do more primitive practices in the field, maybe such as fire making, atlatl, etc. Could you do something like that in the future? No pressure, just think challenging oneself is always good. So do I. Definitely challenging yourself is good. I will do more primitive practices. I recently did flint and steel, and I'm in the process of making a wiki-up shelter. So yeah, I need to keep practicing at my primitive skills. So thank you. James Ellsworth, what was your journey into clay use like? How did you come to think you might find it useful, enjoyable? I come across this big wad of clay, and I enjoyed sculpt moulding it into something, and then I was like, oh wow, I can make a lot of things out of this. So I made my clay oven, which was really good fun. I just really liked the texture of it, and it was just amazing seeing that something amazing could be crafted from basically mud, clay. So yeah, it was really interesting and I enjoyed doing that. And next year I'll enjoy making some clay bits and bobs, some things out of clay. Yeah. Jed Gorder, where did you do the Pathfinder course, or did you do the task from YouTube? I'll put a link on where you find the tasks that you do. There is a YouTube channel on it where Dave demonstrates how to do each task, but there's a Facebook group with all the tasks on it, so I will I'll put that in the description for you. And then there's, last but not least, last question, the other Bill put, question for your video, do you think you'd like to do some real cold weather camping? No bugs, no mud, plenty of snow for water. Do you watch Survival Russia or Far North Bushcraft and Survival Alaska? Yeah. This year was my first time sleeping in the winter in such cold conditions. They were cold for me. I think the coldest I did this in the winter was -12. That was with wind chill. So it's not really cold, but for me it was pretty cold, not being used to it. But for next year I'll be well prepared to know what I've got to do. So yeah, I'd like to do that. You obviously have to enjoy it and be really skilled at like fires, and you'll be well prepared with your sleep system. So yeah, I'd like to do that. I do watch Survival Russia and Far North Bushcraft. They are great channels. They taught me a lot of skills to do with cold weather and fire building and fire lays and things like that. So they're awesome channels. Okay, there are all the questions. Right, I just want to say thank you everyone who asked questions. I hope I answered them well enough. If not, you can always comment, or if you missed asking me a question, you can always comment on my videos. Hopefully I answered everyone's questions. I don't think I missed any out on the video. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting learning a bit about me and asking me some questions. I'll have to see how it goes and do another one in the future. So, put my fire out now and I'm gonna head home. So, see you soon guys. Thank you. So, thanks again for joining me. And I'll be doing a video this weekend. Everything is like so green in the woods now, which is great. Spring is finally here, and yeah, it's soon to be summer. So it's nice having some warmer weather It's getting dark later, which is brilliant, and everything's blossoming. So the bluebells are out and other great plants. So yeah, thanks again guys, and see you soon.